Good evening. This is the Fort Valley Boys Podcast. I'm your host and moderator, Fabian Vicks, and my guys will be with me in just a minute. And on this episode of the Fort Valley Boys Podcast, we're going to preview the NBA Finals. Starts tomorrow night. Thunder versus Indiana, or the Paul George series, excuse me. We're going to talk about what's next for the Timberwolves and Knicks, who won the Julius Randle, the cat trade. Talk about different factors for the NBA preview. We're going to touch on Tom Thibodeau's firing as well. I called it a couple weeks ago. And a hot new topic for the podcast, true or false. All that's coming to you live on the Fort Valley Boys show starting now. If I hit the right button. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys. As I stated previously, this is the Fort Valley Boys Podcast. Crazy straws. This is part of the show we do our sponsors. Crazy straws. You crazy. You need a straw. Get your crazy straws. I know you might have your fans of Toronto or whatever team you're a fan of. Get your crazy straw to match the team. Football season coming up. Ryan gonna have the crazy straws for you. We are on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Sundays, we might bring that back. Depending on the guy's schedule, but right now, we're still Wednesdays, 9 p.m., 9:05 p.m. Just for men, Ryan has one of the most immaculate goatees in television. He does not use any type of enhancements for his goatee. He does not use anything for his goatee. He doesn't do anything for a goatee because it's great. He don't want to use none of that fancy stuff on there. So, you know. Trying to figure out what's going on with my feed. Mine's not public. With Ask Waving Room, Mike's had waves for the longest. And we'll bring Shot in. We're gonna bring the next defensive coordinator for the North Carolina Tar Heels, Horatio Major Jr. Next D coordinator for Bill Belichick in 2026.
Hey, you gotta stop saying that, man. I'm a king. Like, we don't. Hey, but send that link on your page, babe, so I can send it to some people that's asking for it.
All right, I'm trying to make that crap public. Some reason why it's not it's not letting me some reason why it's not letting me go doggone live for some stupid reason.
Okay.
I have to figure that out. But if by now you know all sponsors, the same sponsors. We haven't got paid by them yet. We have a lawsuit going right now. I don't think we're gonna win it. So don't worry about why we're not going live. We're not going live, but we're not winning any lawsuits. While waiting for everybody else to get on shot, I want to touch on Tom Thibodeau getting fired yesterday. What's your thoughts on that?
They needed a scapegoat. That's my take on that. I thought they played well. Jalen, I mean, I think this is a situation where the general manager, is feeling himself because of the cat trade. Because Cat balled out. Cat balled out in the Boston series. I mean, obviously Jalen Brunson did his thing, but New York was getting every rebound in that Boston series. And then, when you lose 4-1, that's not coaching. That's not all coaching when you lose 4-1, right? I'm sorry, when they lost 4-2.
4-2.
4-2. But game 5 was a formality. That was the rest game, and then we'll go back home and beat them. But when you lose 4-2 like that, in the fashion that they lost, that's not all coaching. So there's some things that they need to address. They need to get more shooting. But you beat the defending. No, Boston, the defending champs, right? Who the defending champs?
It was Boston.
Boston defending champs, right? Yeah, you beat the defending champs. And then you came back and you've been somewhere where you haven't been in what 20, 30 years.
Yeah, 25 years. Yeah.
And you fired a guy. I'm not really feeling that. I'm not really understanding that. And then my question now would be for who? Who's taking that job in New York City for a team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals? Who's qualified to take that job? Like, who's on your short list, Fade, of people to take that job?
You could say Mike Malone.
Okay.
Mike Malone will be an option, but he has the same temperament as Tom Thibodeau. That's one. But Mike Malone just got fired 3 games before the end of this regular season. So that's why I'm looking at it.
So why would we take someone that's already been fired? That's the problem with the NBA. We either take recycled, white guys, or we go get unqualified white guys. And then whoever LeBron wants anywhere in between.
I would just look at the hot names. I mean, Van Gundy, if I were him, I wouldn't come back. I wouldn't do it. You could say for nostalgia, Mark Jackson, but he hasn't coached in 10 years. Taylor Jenkins is an option, the guy from Memphis. You probably the way the league is going now, they're going to like non-household names, not a lot of retreads. Mark Daigneault, as we see, he is an excellent coach. The team won 60+ games. You had the number 1 ranked defense in 7 different metrics. So that's if you're looking for a coaching job, I think the Knicks might be a toxic spot because, like you said, why are you gonna fire a coach that took you back 50 game win seasons, first time in the conference championship in 25 years. You won more playoff series than the previous 4 coaches you had combined.
Well, that's because you won 2.
Won 2. It's easy. That's a low bar.
Right.
But I think this just me. You were down by 20 multiple times in the playoffs. You had to come back and win. That's great on your team, but your defense or team missed a shot like the Celtics. You're up 20 points in the game, but yet the Celtics took 20 shots in that third quarter in game 1. 19 of them were threes. They start with that philosophy.
I think if the best coach if you're the Knicks, you have to go get a coach that somebody already has. To me, you don't fire a guy that brought you to the Eastern Conference Finals to go get somebody else that was already fired. To go get somebody else that's already unemployed. So, I would assume that you're going to get somebody that's already, that has somebody. Ime Udoka comes to mind. Bring him back to the Northeast.
Jay Williams said that on First Take today.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't even watch TV, so that's just because you can't. Again, like I said, how do you fire somebody? If you're gonna break up with the prom princess, you better have the prom queen ready. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, Ime Udoka, but the problem is you gave up all your draft capital to a guy who never made an All-Star game. Four unprotected first-round picks, and this pick swap on your 5th pick. If you're gonna give up 5 picks, you better get Giannis. You gotta get Giannis or Luka. Luka, you could have traded Dallas could have got more of a haul for Luka than what they did with the Lakers if they really wanted to trade him to the Knicks. And that would have made more sense because you had Mitchell Robinson, even though he was out until January with a knee injury. That would have made more sense for him to go to New York if the Knicks had their picks, though. But Leon Rose, I mean, they like it. I love it. I mean, hold up. But that's I don't know who's gonna be the coach. I wouldn't want to be the coach of the Knicks, especially with James Dolan still owning the team and Leon Rose. But be fair, Leon Rose, he was there when Rick Carlisle was the coach of the Pistons in 2003, the end of 2003 season where they lost. They fired him, hired Larry Brown next year to win a championship. I don't think Larry Brown making a comeback in coaching. He's about 90 years old. So
exactly.
But let's dive into these series. I don't know where everybody's at. I know Ryan's gonna be a little late. I don't know what Mike talking about. But we'll start with the Knicks and the Pacers since that series just ended. What's your takeaway from that series?
The Knicks and the who?
Knicks and the Pacers. The series that just ended.
I think the funniest thing about that whole series was two funny things about the whole series. Three. One, that the NBA kicking itself because the only thing they can talk about now is Terre Haute, Indianapolis, or Terre Haute, Indiana, which is next to a state federal prison. Maybe they'll get Peyton Manning to come back and do a cameo appearance. Joe Jackson passed away. Mike gone. Maybe Janet and Latoya could do something. Shout out to Tito. And then the light skinned brothers are back in style. Thanks to Tyler Halliburton. In Iowa State. It's Midwest brothers his brothers in the Midwest. So shout out to Albie Silk. Heavy D. The Barge and all them other light-skinned people that came before Tyler Halliburton that made a name for themselves on TV. Y'all back briefly. Reverend Tick is happy because he won on. So that's all I got from that series.
Pacers outscored the Knicks by 74 on the fast break. They forced the Knicks in so many turnovers. I watched the clip. Becky Hammond said this a couple of years ago. The Knicks are not going to win the championship with Jalen Brunson as your best player. No, Becky Hammond, two-time WNBA coach. They coached the Spurs, coached with the Spurs under Pop.
Well, I think she's wrong. I understand what she's saying on that because of the position. Because of the position, rarely will your point guard get you to a championship if your point guard is your best player, going all the way back to Allen Iverson. The last team to win a championship and your point guard was your best player was the Los Angeles Lakers. No, I take that back. The Detroit Pistons. That's it. There's no other team that won a championship and your point guard is the best player. There were a few that's been to the finals. Huh?
Like Steph Curry, I guess he's not really the point because Draymond's the point.
Nah, Steph not the point. They can stop that foolishness. There's nobody shoots. There aren't point guards that shoot like that. That shoot that many times. Not even that. So I don't consider Steph the point guard in no shape or form. None. Not when you coming off screens as much. What point guard comes off screens as much as he does? That's not a point guard.
Nah, Draymond running that point, dog. I don't care anybody say he the point. So, he have more assists and stuff. So
exactly. So again, Isaiah Thomas is the last point guard to be the best player on his team to win a championship, and that's 30 years.
Yeah, 30. Let's see, 1 in 90, 35 years. 35 years.
So I see what she's saying when she's talking about that. But that's Jalen Brunson is more than is enough at that position. Cat Williams is a guy over there. They need OG to take more shots. But I mean, and now here's one reason why they may have fired Thibodeau, because they couldn't get back. Like Indiana put on a clinic for how you inbound the ball on the same fast breaks that we ran in high school. Indiana put that clinic on. Just as sure as that ball went through the basket, they was inbounding the ball, 1 pass, 2 pass, layup. 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass, shot. I mean, an uncontested shot, too. Like, I don't know if they had a practice and Thibodeau emphasized getting back, but they never could get back, and they were just giving Indiana too many easy baskets after you just scored a basket. Like, that's just like running a suicide. You know, the score's still tied.
Hey, what did dude talking about, Ratio? What are you talking about, Ratio? He talking about the damn Thibodeau firing, ain't it, Ratio?
We're already talking about that.
We talking about the actual series. He asked me what I thought about the series, and I gave him my 3 points. I said, one time for Terre Haute, Indiana, because it ain't nothing to do over there. No TV rankings. Terre Haute, Indiana is where the Indianapolis Colts play. The state prison is over there. Maybe Peyton Manning to come back and sit courtside. Edgerrin James, Reggie Wayne, all them boys. And then, you know, shout out to Halliburton, Elder Barge, Al B. Silk, Heavy D, all light-skinned people that's back in style because of Tyler Halliburton.
Crazy.
Mike, your thoughts on the series?
Too.
Pace in the Knicks series?
Yeah, they were talking about Thibodeau with you right quick.
The final, the thing, the Pacers had more depth than the Knicks, man. They went 9-10 deep. They just
11,
kept throwing bodies
deep,
at them.
15 minutes a game.
And you know they shot the ball. They played at a faster pace. And the Knicks, I think, the Knicks were just gassed. And I think the Knicks were gassed for the simple fact of Thibodeau is one of them kind of coaches. And when you got coaches out there like that, they don't believe in going deep in their bench. They don't believe in, they play players when necessary. And he pretty much played 7-8 guys all season. And the production that he was getting off the bench wasn't really that good. I mean, let's just be real about it, though. The Knicks win that first game. I mean, I know if is a fifth, the old saying, this could be a different series. The Knicks didn't necessarily play bad. It's just some breaks just didn't go their way, and that happens sometime in sport.
I hate when people say that, man. Like if you win this game, then there's a good chance you would have won the next game. Like, okay, but every game is its own story. You know, maybe they would have felt a lot better because just as sure as you lost that game and you were up 20, you can come into the next game feeling okay. Now next time we put our foot on your throat, we're gonna crush it. But no, that didn't happen. It's a whole nother day. The lighting is different. The ball is different. You know, your muscles are different. You gave up a loss, but you still, in my opinion, I don't think that has no bearings. Now, when you start going, you know, game 5, 6, and 7 matter, but game 1 on your home floor, you still had 6 other games to play. Ain't got nothing to do with y'all. And then you end up losing the next one on your home floor. Like, come on, man. That's a whole bunch of teams go back to the underdog team flow with a split. That don't stop you from losing the series.
Yeah, they could have won game 2. This same thing I said about we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think he was out the 2016 finals with Golden State and Cleveland. Everybody said they cheated. They suspended Draymond's pace. The Warriors should have won. Well, you had 3 games to win 1. Am I correct? My math right on that, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're the supposed greatest team in NBA history, you need to win 1 game in 3. If you got the unanimous MVP, first ever in unanimous MVP, he should have been the second, but that's neither here nor there. Should have been he's the first unanimous MVP. And y'all couldn't stop a nosebleed.
So let me add something to this, and I don't want to take away from the hard work that Mike put into this agenda But I did hear something on Gil's Arena that I wanted to bring to the table. How is it that, you know, and somebody made a comment that if Steph wins one this year, should he be in the GOAT conversation? Because he would technically have more championships than LeBron in the same era as LeBron. And I'm trying to figure out, how is it that we keep giving Steph all this credit for winning, but we don't say nothing about the 2 that he won with KD, but we trip on the fact that KD won his 2 with Steph. It ain't like KD went over there, and we done had part of this conversation before, but it ain't like KD went over there and did the Nick Young. KD went over there and won MVP.
Twice.
Averaging 35. Like, why are we not criticizing Steph for KD being on his team? Y'all called him.
Y'all came crying to New York in the
Hamptons. Y'all called KD.
We need you. We can't beat LeBron.
Because y'all knew, like, shout out to Draymond Green for rewriting history. Draymond Green rewrote history. Because in my opinion, the only team, if everybody stayed home, that could have beaten LeBron was OKC. Because you had a guy that could match LeBron bucket for bucket with ease on his own. I mean, go ahead, push back, Faye. Who else you had over there that could have beat him?
No, I'm not pushing back. I mean, Oklahoma City wasn't beating LeBron that year because the only consistent offensive play you had was KD.
No, because Russ was going to be a problem now. Russ was going to be a problem for Kyrie.
He's going to be
and y'all know my saying, Kyrie can't stop kids from crossing the street. So, you know,
kept now, 20 and 10.
As Russ giveth, and y'all know that's why I don't like him. As Russ giveth, Russ taketh away. So we'll get you a quadruple turnover. They just don't count. A quadruple double. They just don't count turnovers in that equation.
Yeah, I'm pulling up their stats from from that season right there.
Who stats?
Oh, the 2015-16 Cavaliers and 2015-16 Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah, LeBron James 25 points a game. Kyrie 19, Kevin Love double 16 and 10. J.R. Smith 12 and 3.
Now this is because they only played twice. This is in the 2 games that they played.
No, I'm just talking about for the whole season. I'm looking at the whole season. I know
KD averaged 30. I'm like, without even guessing. I mean, without even looking at KD averaged 30.
Yeah, 28.2. Yeah, 30. You might well say 30.
That's 30.
Yeah.
The man wake up with 25. So he had a bad year. And those 28 points is on 50% shooting from the field.
Yeah, 51%.
Hello. 40% from the 3-point line.
39.
Hello. 89% from the free throw line. Church.
90 if you rounded up, 90.
Okay. I ain't looking at no stats. I just know what the Slim Reaper do. That's all. I know what the Slim Reaper do.
Now Russ.
Russ averaged 25 and 25, probably 9, 10 assists with 6 turnovers.
Well, 4 turnovers, 45% from the field, 29% from 3.
Jesus Christ.
True shooting percentage, 48%.
All the money in the world by that boy jump shot.
Yeah, he threw that series away against Golden State that year. He threw that whole series away. Game 5, 6, and 7. That was it.
I told y'all, Game 7 was the game where I told y'all we had this conversation before. Is when I stopped liking Russ. I know me and Atwater had this conversation. They were down. I don't remember how many points, but KD had come down and hit 2 buckets. came down and hit 2 buckets, had them cut it to 4-3, whatever, and then they got to stop. And Russ came down, or I don't know if they got to stop, but I know on the 3rd possession, Russ said, "My turn." And that's when I stopped being a Russ fan, because you're not trying to get a ball to the guy that's feeling it. You know, stop calling yourself a PG. So that was my thing. But, you know,
that was the reason why KD left. But if you're gonna leave, don't go to the team that you just went to bed on a 3-1 lead, though.
Man, that man went to the team that called him. Everybody that done played basketball and got they behind whooped in the gym, in open gym, and as they walking off, somebody say, "Hey man, you want to run with us?" And you turn your behind right back around and get on the court. Everybody done did. Everybody.
Yeah.
What you gonna say? Nah, y'all just beat us. I'm gonna go ahead and wait. No, you run. You run. I'll let you hear me, Atwater.
I'm with you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you stay on, shot. Stay on, Atwater.
Yep.
Jinx lose in the gym. He don't even, when Jinx would lose, he wouldn't even move. He wouldn't even have to take a step toward the sideline. Jinx, let's go.
The only time he would move out, like if we had just like a whole bunch of college or maybe overseas dudes in there, that was a slim day when that would happen. That's about it.
When you already had your 5. That's the only time when there was enough people where you already had your 5 and you had to wait. That's it. But if it was, I got 4 and I'm gonna pick one up, or I got my 3 and I'm gonna grab 2 that's already playing because I don't like what's on the sideline. Like, nah. Because the only person that we would pick up that couldn't play was Kenny Moon.
Kenny Moon, he was just X everybody, and he'll hit a 3 every now and then. All he tried to do is X. Kenny Moon just on the defense and holler at you. He was Pat Beverly and Draymond Green combined.
Exactly. So come on, man.
Get him up! Get him up! Shut your ass up, Moon.
Let's see. I'm trying to find head-to-head record for Cleveland and Oklahoma. So I know I'm.
Whoa! Let's go, baby.
They split.
You going to the game when they come to Edmonton?
What happened?
You gonna go to the hockey game this year?
Just like every other white person.
Yep. You damn sure one of those, big guy.
I got my tickets too.
But it's a good little sports night tonight, man. You got softball finals. You got the Stanley Cup.
Dang, that's an awful game. It was just 2-1 5 minutes ago.
I tell y'all this right now. I done been to, that was one of the things I've always wanted to do as an adult. And I tell you, it ain't too many more experiences better than Game 7 for Lord Stanley's Cup. I tell you that right now. Me and the other 4 black people in there was like, whoa, let's get it. Let's get it.
Cleveland swept the season series that year against the Thunder.
Did KD play in both of them?
They played both of them games. Second game they got beat by 23.
Ooh. Okay.
That's after All-Star break. So yeah, KD had 26 that game, but Kevin Love had 29. LeBron 11 assists. Let me see how many turnovers one McCall had. Just want to see. Russell Westbrook only had 1 turnover. That's 7-15 shooting, 1 for 3. Okay, well, let's go ahead and discuss the keys to the game with the Thunder and the Pacers. Like I was saying before Mike got on, the Thunder had the number 1 defense in 7 different categories. Pacers play 11. Thunder play 11. If you go down a list of backcourt, front court, bench, coaching, how would you rank them? Who would have the edge in each category? We'll start with Shot, and then we'll go Mike.
You want to call them out for me? What you say, bench?
Okay, back. We'll start with backcourt.
OKC.
Okay, front court.
I think SGA is a bigger version of AI, not quite an AI's He's not obviously as quick as AI, but I think he has some AI in him. You know, shout out to Terre Haute, shout out to Carmel, shout out to Lafayette, shout out to Greenwood, shout out to Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Hoosier State.
Shout out to Gary, Indiana. Shout out to Gary.
Yeah, Gary, Indiana. Shout out to, I already said that. Shout out to Tito, Latoya, Janet, Randy, and Reedy. Don't forget Reeby. And last but certainly not least, Jermaine. Shout out to all of them, because one of my favorite fathers of all time is Joe Jackson. He is the greatest father ever lived. Can't none of y'all touch him. He took 7, 9 welfare kids, cheated on his wife, and made them all millionaires. Shout out to Joe.
I guess Richard Williams will be second.
Yes.
Close second.
Third
Richard
would
Williams is a close second. Yes, he is.
Third would be James Evans.
Absolutely. Nah,
he left the show because of JJ.
Well, James Evans died.
Listen, I don't want to get off on a tangent, man, but stop giving James Evans Sr. all them props. He was broke. He was uneducated. Go to class.
He didn't want Florida to go to class.
Go to class.
No, Florida, he found a bag full of money. Florida made it give him back.
Yep. Yeah, he should have took the bag and left Florida.
Yeah,
and I ain't talking about the state. And she needed a straightening cone. She needed one of them, the one that you put on the stove and burn right before Easter.
She needed a toboggan. She needed a helmet. We're not gonna talk about that's wrong. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry, Lord.
I was talking about the character.
I'm sorry.
But I ain't seen none of her edges burned. You can look at every rerun. She didn't have no edges burned. She didn't even attempt to straighten that foolishness out. I'm done.
Real quick, Faith. The key to the series, to be honest, everybody gonna think it's SGA or Halliburton. It's gonna be Miles Turner. And with OKC, with that big front court of Hartenstein and Holmgren, if Miles Turner is able to pull them guys away from the basket and hit threes, now you got to come out. Do y'all think Chet Holmgren is gonna guard Siakam? Hell no. Miles Turner is the key to this series. Well, let me say this. Miles Turner is the key to this series for them not getting swept or not getting beaten 5. If he can hit those outside shots, they got a slight chance. But if I just had to sum it up, the backcourt is better. The front court, I give it a push. I think the best front court player is probably Pascal Siakam. The benches, I think, are even. Coaching, I don't know.
One's a championship coach, other ones had done a great job the last 2 years.
But this series, I know the NBA is kicking themselves in the behind with this series because, this is too small market. But this series kind of reminds you back in like the late 90s, early 2000s when like the Pistons would play San Antonio. 2 markets that wasn't just top-notch market. But I guarantee you, this is going to be such a good series for basketball. Like, your casual fan is not going to really watch this. But for basketball people, this is going to be such a good series, man. It's going to be unreal. It really is. But I like OKC in 6.
I would sum up this series as, like you said, 2 small market towns. There is one link between OKC and Indiana, and that's Timothy McVeigh.
Hey, I'm out, man. I'm gone. I refuse to put over there. I promise you, I refuse to put over there, Fade. I swear for the Lord, man. Hey, man. Hey, listen. This dude is one. When I say he one of the dumbest dudes to ever live, not just listen, Fade. Not just people that went to Fort Valley or somebody you know. Out of all the human beings on Earth, this dude is at the top of the list.
Yeah, but what am I saying? It's fact. Like Timothy McVeigh is known for what for running the coat in the Oklahoma City bombing. But guess where he died? At the prison in Terre Haute, Indiana. Hello, like I don't just be making this stuff up. Look it up.
Dude, crazy, man. This ain't got nothing. I'm talking about absolutely nothing to do with basketball.
It's the only other connection. Nobody else want to see of them 2 small market teams. Everybody gonna be asleep when this game when people gonna wake up and say who won.
The connection with this series is Paul George.
Oh, George.
That's the connection. Because you done made 2 franchises get to the finals, buddy.
Okay.
Paul George is the key.
Where's the Museum of Osteology? Can anybody tell me that?
Say what?
The Museum of Osteology. 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 Do you know where it is?
That's in Oklahoma
Indiana.
City, Tulsa, somewhere.
Exactly. You guessed it. That's the only thing going on in Oklahoma City before the finals. That's it.
And tornadoes. Don't forget tornadoes.
And tornadoes.
Man, God. Boy, this show is out of line tonight, bro.
Are we lying, though?
Shout out to Jameel Holloway, number 4 quarterback for Oklahoma, running that option back in the 80s. Shout out to him. And Brian Bosworth with all the needles that he was sticking in his behind.
Man, this is outrageous tonight. What the hell is going on with this show tonight?
Is he lying, though?
Jameel Holloway, he not racist. What's wrong with you?
Is he lying, though, Mike? Is he lying?
Faye, continue. Go to true or false.
It's gonna be OKC in 5 because Bradley, the backup center for the Pacers, I think he turned an ankle in Game 5 versus the Knicks. Jarris Walker, who has some good minutes in Game 5 and part of Game 6 where he messed up his ankle. He's out. That's compromised the bench. Thomas Bryant, folks don't realize he won a championship with the Nuggets 2 years ago, along with and Pascal Siakam, of course, won with the Raptors in 19. Had the championship experience, but OKC has the number 1 defense in my 8 categories, man. And Alex Caruso has experience in the bubble. Folks want to downplay the bubble, but everybody had the same accommodation, said the same circumstances. I mean, but I think it's gonna be a good series. It's gonna be good until it gets back to Game 5. It's gonna be a 40-point win for Oklahoma City. The series is gonna be over with. We have a new segment on the show Mike has created. It's called True or False, where we're gonna ask a series of provocative questions and get the guys on to tell us if it's true or false. We'll start with Shot on this one. Shedeur Sanders will start at least 1 game for the Cleveland Browns.
Say that again.
Shedeur Sanders will start this season for the Browns at least 1 game.
Absolutely true.
Woo!
Absolutely true.
I'm gonna go true too, Faye, because Rachel said true. I'm gonna go true. I was thinking he was gonna say false. He surprised me with that one. I'm gonna go true. I go true.
Absolutely true. He won't start week 1, but at some point, the organization will throw him out there to sell tickets and to continue selling merchandise.
Hey, I'm going with Rachel on that, Faye. I'm going true.
Yeah, I'm gonna say true too. Probably week 10.
But he shot me with that one, boy. He caught me off guard with that.
They'll do it sooner. It all depends on what happens with Sleepy Joe Flacco. If as long as they stay below 500, they'll take the temperature. They'll do customer surveys every week. And when the fans start getting disgruntled and decided they don't, they've had enough and they start not coming to the games, then they'll throw Shedeur Sanders out there to drive up the interest in the fan base, and then he'll start. So I'll put him at week 6.
Yeah, they're gonna have to see. They're gonna have potentially two top 10 picks next year's draft because of the trade with Jacksonville, and Jacksonville is not going to be a good team this year. They're predicted not to be a good team this year, but you never know. But if Jacksonville suck and they suck, they need to know what they need to do. Know what they got in Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur. So I'm gonna say true.
I think Jacksonville will be a better team this year. When you talk about Travis Hunter, you talk about Brian Robinson. You still got Trevor Etienne, and then you got Sunshine over there, Big Trail. Don't sleep on Jacksonville. I got Jacksonville winning at least 8 games.
So 8 or 9. So if you hear right now on Prize Picks, shot shouldn't hit shot. The over under is 8.5. 8.5. That's a new sponsor. Prize Picks. Get in the game. Not B. Question number 2. Start with Mike on this one. Asia Wilson is one of the top 10 players ever to play in the WNBA. There's been a lot of great ones.
That's false. That's false, man. I can't put her. I mean, top 10. You got Lisa Leslie. You got Maya Moore, Tarasi, Cynthia Cooper. No, she's not top 10.
Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah,
Cheryl
Sarah
Swoops.
Swoop. Yeah, she's not top 10 all time.
Candace Parker.
Yep.
Top
Stewart.
10. Give me the question again.
Asia Wilson is a top 10 WNBA player of all time.
WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
WNBA.
Sue Bird. You got Sue Bird, Mike, too.
Yeah, Sue Bird. What's the other one? Tall woman. Damn, what's her name?
I'm gonna say yes.
Think about what you're saying now. Top 10 all-time WNBA player.
Lisa
So
Leslie.
you got her in the same category with Maya Moore, Tarasi, Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie. She in that same boat.
She's a 3-time MVP,
Two-time champion.
2-time champion, 2-time defensive player of the year, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure she done made the all defensive team. I'm pretty sure she done won a bunch of blocks, and I'm pretty sure she got a scoring title. So before you say that, again, Brianna, Diana, Cynthia with 4 MVPs and 4 Cheryl Swoops, but 10, she's at least. I'm not saying top 5, but right now, to me, the only people that you would be putting in front of her are people with more championships and people with more MVPs, and she got 3. So before we start throwing names at her, make sure they got at least 3 MVPs.
Yeah. 3 MVPs, Rookie of the Year, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP.
So yeah, make sure that whoever you put in front of her got more than 3 MVPs.
And national champion. Don't forget that too. National champion.
What's your one
And
that's
2
coming to
national
South Carolina?
South Carolina, 2017.
And that's tough for me to say because I think Maya Moore is the pinnacle.
That's a tough one. I think she's around that 9-10, 8-9-10. She might be around there.
At least.
Yeah. Some people might say, what about Elena Delle Donne? Her injuries.
So I just looked up Maya Moore. She's a 4-time champion. But she's only and one of them when she was a finals MVP, and she only won 1 MVP. And I hate to say only when it comes to Maya Moore. Jesus Christ, I'm tripping. But Maya Moore only has one MVP.
Yeah. Rookie of the Year, Finals MVP,
Right.
MVP
So we're not talking about NCAA now.
We're talking about
NCAA. So right now you got to put her in front of the great, the incomparable Maya Moore.
Yeah. Got about Rebecca Lobo too, Mike. Don't forget about her.
Yeah, that's who I was trying to remember. That's who, Rebecca Lobo, the one that she does broadcasting now.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I was trying to remember, Rebecca Lobo. That's right.
4-time WNBA champ, 3-time All-Star MVP, Rookie of the Year, All Rookie, 7-time All NBA, All WNBA.
Hey, Diana Taurasi ain't got but 1 MVP.
Yeah.
How many championships she got?
3.
Taurasi got 3.
Shit, how many
And
gold
2 of
medals
them
she got?
MVP.
She got what?
6.
How many gold medals she got?
6, I think, right?
And then how many NCAA championships she got?
However many times they went, that's how many gold medals she got. And I think she got
6. She got 6 gold medals and 3 national championships.
3 national championships, yeah. And 2 of them, she was the MVP of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we talking about WNBA now. Now, if you want to start talking about GOATs, then you got Diana Taurasi in that conversation, along with Cheryl Miller.
Cheryl Swoops, you got to throw Coop in there.
Cheryl Swoops, Shamika Coleslaw.
Yep,
like
you got the whole claw in there because she was the female Jordan at that time before mental health and stuff started kicking in there. But they should have won 4. They should have won 4 with her. That's a good question, Mike. We gotta give Mike a flower for the rundown, man.
That was
Wish we
tough
could pay
one.
you. Wish we could
What's
pay
it-
you on the rundown.
What's
Hey,
the
who
next?
Fred was talking about? Fred said I had somebody on my fantasy team in 2016. I gotta remember who. I gotta ask him who he was talking about. Who you were talking about, Fred?
Kirby Smart is the best coach in college football. Horatio.
Fred said Tina Charles. Yeah, Tina Charles is a bucket getter. Good call, Fred. Good call. Good call. Good. Oh, you talking about Westbrook? Oh, okay. Did I have what? We'll talk about that later. Is Kirby Smart the best coach in college football?
True or false, sir?
Yeah. Kirby's he's the best coach in college football right now. He won't be the best coach in college football in another 2 years if he don't stop lying to his fans about paying players. And I just said that part to give Mike something to talk about.
Oh no, I ain't gonna talk about that. Hey, this is my damn boy. Kirby
He
Smart.
just said I ain't gonna talk about that, and then said this is
No,
my
I'm talking about true or false to that question. Kirby Smart right now, Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, Dabo, Sarkisian, right now, it kind of resembles. Y'all remember the era when Jordan like retired, and this is when Jordan, when his daddy passed and he retired for like 2 years. We didn't really have nobody that was like number one in the league then. That's when Penny and Shaq and Hakeem and who else was around then? It wasn't really no number one player in the league. You couldn't just necessarily say, okay, that's the best player in the league. That's the same thing I'm saying about college football right now. I don't know if Kirby is the best coach in college football. I can't automatically say that. I really don't know. That's a tough question because, like I said, in that little era when Jordan retired, we don't know who was the best player in the league then. We thought it was gonna be Penny. I mean, who else you had? So I just think if Kirby wins another one or whatever, then maybe yeah. But after Nick Saban has retired, I think it's a bunch of 1As, 1B, 1C. I don't think Kirby is the best coach in college. Right off.
Before shot go, Kenny Boone want to know, Mike, are you 350?
Ask him, is he 350? Tell him he don't. Why you always come here and try to disturb the show? Why couldn't he's a heckler? He's the worst guy on the show. My goodness. Hey, listen, this dude called me yesterday or the day before. They just had one of the greatest conversations. It's like he Jekyll and Hyde, dog. You know this ratio. He'll call you with some good stuff, then all of a sudden he just go back to that villain. He like one of them wrestlers that be your friend in the ring, then he turn on you. He turn on you.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, y'all, I don't know why for years everybody thinks Fred is nice. Fred, hey, boy, I don't know why y'all think Mark is the nice guy. Mark be around here trying y'all, man. He want to know when the weigh-in is. I know he ain't talking to me, so I don't think he talking to Fade. It ain't but 3 of us on the show. I'm just saying.
Process elimination.
Process of elimination.
It's me and Moon. Mark, you gonna be there. Hey Mark, hey, stay out of there, man. All right? It's between me and Moon, Mark, man.
Hey,
okay?
For homecoming, the tailgate tickets go on sale August 1st. I talked to the guy today, $250. I would, if I'm able to get a ticket able to get a spot for tailgate. We will have a scale for the biggest loser. We will have a scale.
Man, look at here. I'm not participating in that. You got to rent a whole 18-wheeler truck. Maybe Moon might let us hold his. I don't know. You got to get the big rig to bring it out there. It's just too much trouble.
No, I ain't talking about a cow scale. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna need. That's okay. We'll contract Kenny Moon Trucking to bring it out there. We good.
All right, next question. SEC, what happened?
My dog. Hey, just for other people that's on here, like this we really been doing this same thing for about 30 years now.
30 years,
Just
man.
so
This ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
SEC team will be the national championship game next year. Shot. True or false?
Who?
And the SEC will have representation in the national championship game next year.
Yeah, easy money say yeah, you'll have one represented. You know, I think the best question is which one. Like here's the deal. There's three teams. There's three teams that has a chance to be in the NCAA championship: Ohio State, Michigan, and an SEC team. In the story, I would love to see Miami up in there. You know, maybe Clemson. You know, because they got one of the top quarterbacks coming out. But yeah, it's all about talent acquisition. I think Kirby's still the best coach. You know, just go back to answer that question. I think Kirby's the best coach, but he's going to have to, right now, I think he's the best coach. But I think that seat is being thoroughly pushed because between Ohio State and Michigan, who has the most talent, you know, they have the most talent on their team. Think about this. Ohio State has probably the top two most impactful players in college football on both sides of the ball. You have a looks like a generational safety in Caleb Downs when it comes to natural ability. And then you have a once every 15, 20-year wide receiver in Jeremiah Smith. Caleb Downs is probably, and I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but he's a top 5 safety right now of the ones that play on Saturday and Sundays. And Jeremiah Smith is certainly in the conversation. He was the best wide receiver this year that went into the draft. And last year, he was in high school.
I'm gonna say true with a caveat. If they can find a quarterback for Georgia will be in the national championship game.
Yeah, the key word you said, ill.
Well, where they going to get him? Where they going to get on that? Because y'all said that like they was taking applications and, you know, they found one, you know, a good one after the interview session, then they'll be all right. If he ain't on the roster now, he ain't coming.
Mike, true or false?
I say true. SEC will break their 2-year drought and play a national championship game.
Shout out to Lamont Holmes, Victor Newman in the building.
Texas coming. That's what you said. Texas coming. Steve Sarkisian's still the coach, right?
Yeah, but he's sober.
Oh man, I'm gone, man. I'm out. My wife calling me now, man. I got to go, man. I'm out.
Okay.
Let me answer the last 2 questions. I'm out for you. Floyd Mayweather, best boxer the last 25 years.
No, but go ahead.
Best entertainer.
He ain't lose a fight.
Neither Bud Crawford.
I'm gonna say true, Faye. I'm gonna look that up too.
Terrence Crawford, well, I think 40-0.
Yeah, this man 50-0.
Yeah, because he handpicked his fights. He brought Pacquiao way past the prime. But go ahead.
What was the last one? Sorry, true or false?
Oh, Shot didn't answer this one. He said he's an entertainer. So.
Oh yeah, Floyd Mayweather is the best fighter. Like, don't do that. The man undefeated. You can pick who you want to pick. Like, he undefeated. He made the most money. Like, you know, only person that could probably beat him is which one of them Paul brothers, Rand Paul, somebody like that, or was that the senator? I don't know. One
God
of
almighty, man, this dude's on the road tonight.
This is Senator. Rand Paul's the senator.
Hey, Faye, ask the last one, man. I'm gone, man. God.
All right. What's the last? What's about George Floyd? We're on a 5-year anniversary.
We'll talk about that later. I'm out, Faye. I can't deal with this dude no more tonight, man. This dude said Rand Paul, man.
All right,
you don't want to deal with me. Your beard is going all over your face, but you don't want to deal with me.
I'm out. I'm out, Faye.
God damn.
All right.
Well, we'll get to the question next week. We out.
No, we can tackle the question now. What was the question?
Okay. All right. It's been 5 years since George Floyd's murder. Black America has gotten better as a whole. True or false?
Shout out to Dreaky West just came on. I ain't mean for you to see us in action like that, man. But
Riggin.
Started it.
Pretty Riggin. Go ahead, Shot. This
is America what now?
I understand. Black America has gotten better since George Floyd got killed.
Nah, yeah, let's tackle that conversation for another time, because it's the same Black America just voted for somebody that nah, I'm not even touching that conversation. No. Just because it's summertime don't mean I ain't still working. Nope, not touching that. You right. Let's wrap this up.
I'm still got about 5 more days on contract, so I'm gonna hold tight.
I'm not taking that bait. I'm not taking that bait.
Ooh, do my Shannon Sharp. Oh no.
I'm not taking that bait. Shout out to Shannon Sharp though, man. Shannon Sharp is the most resilient brother in entertainment. He done been Shannon Sharp done been quit, and we still love you, I don't know what it is, boy. You like the Teflon Don, boy. Most people that got crucified for the thing, they done caught you on tape, on Instagram Live with Becky. Now you done mess around and mess with Becky's sister, Bobby, like Shay. You know, come on. Then one time they had you on first take where the makeup was just all bad, looked like you was just ready to lay in the box, and you still come out swinging. One time for Shannon Sharp, man, the Teflon Don.
Yeah, he did the same thing at CBS. Yeah, did the same thing at CBS and kept that quiet. But yeah, we are. We're gonna see how they win it. We're gonna see what the finals is at. Probably be 2-0 with Thunder on Indiana. He's going to Terre Haute.
Only person I know with tailor-made sweatsuits. Like, come on, Shannon, stop that. Give yourself some breathing room, man.
You know, we want to thank you for watching the show tonight. He's been ONE tonight. So we out. We out.
Y'all be good, man.
All right.